What is up, guys? Jordan here. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about how I passed my Part 107 exam, why I decided to get my Part 107, and what I use it for. So I started flying a drone a little over a year ago, a year and a half roughly. I started on the DJI Phantom 4. I got this drone after I saw a buddy fly his DJI Phantom 3 and was just blown away at the technology. Coming from someone who didn't know a whole lot about drones to seeing that you can fly this device at 400 feet a mile away and have a real-time view of what you're looking at was absolutely amazing. It's like your eyes in the sky anywhere, and seeing that, I instantly fell in love with the technology, and 3 months later I purchased a DJI Phantom 4. So a Phantom 4 is a pretty big buy for most people. This setup cost me about $1,400. You can use your cell phone, but I had an iPad, so the iPad wasn't really included in my cost. But roughly $1,500 with taxes, with a backpack, you can get this drone. You can now actually get the Phantom 4 Pro, which is a much more enhanced version of the Phantom 4. The overall specs are better, but it's really just improving what the Phantom 4 had. I saw the Phantom 3, it was incredible, and then when I saw the Phantom 4 came out, how fast it could fly, obstacle sensing, the camera capability, I just knew this is the one I wanted. And the Phantom 4 Pro has just improved on functions like obstacle sensing. They now have 360 obstacle sensing. You've got a 20 megapixel plus still shot camera. You can shoot 4K video at 60 frames per second. Personally, that's the biggest selling factor to me. The battery range is a little longer, but overall, they're pretty similar. They obviously look very similar. I'm a real estate agent. I could do some aerial photography with it, maybe take video of houses or farms or what have you. So I got it and started flying, and it's really easy to fly. The drone wants to stay in one place. It uses GPS to where if you ever get disconnected, it'll automatically return home, and you are just controlling the movements, and just a very small amount of pressure can move the drone. So it's really cool flying it. Until you've flown one or seen one flown, it's hard to really explain how mesmerizing they are. And that's a pretty strong word, but it really is. Flying it is pretty remarkable. So I flew the Phantom for about 8 months and learned about Part 107. Part 107 is a certification through the FAA that allows you to fly a drone commercially. Knowing that, I figured if I wanted to sell my work, I would have to get my drone license. So I started researching how to get the drone license. The first place it leads you is the FAA's published test prep. They give you all of the documents that you will be tested over, and it is about 400 pages of information. I read all of that and still felt unprepared for the exam. So I looked around a little more. I had already set up my test date to kind of force me to take the exam, and came about a website called Remote Pilot 101. Remote Pilot 101 is why I passed the exam. I used that course, which is a compilation of videos, about an 8-hour course, and I studied it and passed. The instructor is fantastic. He is very easy to understand, easy to follow along. You can take notes. He gives you specific examples of things that may be on the test, which was really helpful because he was right a lot of the time. And he updates it. So for $150, you get a test prep that not only helps you for your entry level, your Part 107, passing it the first time, but also going forward, you can use that system to study for the exam, the continuing education, so to say. If I had it to do over again, I would start with Remote Pilot 101, go online, find a testing center, register for the test, and then use Remote Pilot 101. Study his information. It takes about 8 hours, watch it twice, and with doing that, I'm very confident that you'll pass the test. I'm by no means an expert, and using that, studying, reading, I was able to pass. So if you want to pass the Part 107 exam, check out Remote Pilot 101. Thanks. Have a great day. Later.